Hi there. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Walk It Off, the virtual walking club. So, my name is Carmina Mevs. I am a certified health and walk 15 coach. So, I'm here with you today once again to talk today about something called anchoring. This is a technique that I use with my clients, and I think you'll find it interesting. So, what is anchoring? So, anchoring very simply means something to help you remember things. So, things help us remember other things. So, for example, a smell, a touch, a sight, music, a song, it just takes us to a place, it helps us remember something that an experience or a situation that we were in. And most of our anchors are created subconsciously. In other words, we don't really think about it. It's just through the course of our lives, and we go through certain experiences and it creates an anchor. Hey, good evening. Whoever joined us, just drop me your notes so I can give you a shout out. Thank you and for hanging out with me, and welcome. So anchors are created throughout our lives with experience that we go through. So for example, if you hear, let's say your boss or I don't know, whoever say, we need to talk, immediately what goes to your mind? Uh-oh, what did I do? Or whatever, right? Because in your past experience, hearing those words always meant something. So subconsciously, you created an anchor in your mind. Or if you smell a certain food, it might take you back to a time, to a place. And so that's another type of anchor that you created, that was created without really you having much say into it. It's just it got ingrained in your mind. So what if we could create anchors, right, for things we actually want to remember and feel good about, right? Would that be handy? I think so. So let's talk about creating such an anchor. So before we begin, I want you to practice a little something. I want you to take your non-dominant hand, so the hand that you do not write with. So if you are a righty like me, your left hand is your non-dominant hand. And likewise, if you write with the left hand, the right hand is your non-dominant. So whichever hand you don't write with, I want you to hold it up, and I want you to take the tip of your thumb and touch the second knuckle on your middle finger. So just practice it because we're going to use it in a little bit, right? And I have to warn you, this is a little bit different type of chat. This one is an experiential chat because I want you to experience something as we are talking. It's more than just talking. So you're gonna have to bear with me because this is my first time trying this on a video. I usually do this with my clients one-on-one, but this is something that I felt, it's such a useful tool. I just wanted to share it with you. So, okay, so you got it. Your non-dominant hand, the tip of your thumb touching the middle portion of your middle finger, okay? So once you practice that, I want you to remember, okay? That's it. Now, I want you to go back in your imagination, in your past life experience, and remember something that made you feel good, that gave you a sense of optimism, that a time when you were happy, okay? Maybe it was the time that if you're a guy that you ask, the girl you wanted to take to the prom and she said yes. Or if you're a girl, the guy that you were swooning over, finally ask you out. So remember that feeling, right? Remember what that felt like. Remember how it felt in your body when you had something good, something happy happen, okay? And when you reach the peak of that feeling, right, I want you to touch the middle of your middle finger with the tip of your thumb, okay? So that's an anchor, right? So you relive that good memory, right? You anchor that moment in your mind. You remember how it feels in your body, and you touch the middle of your thumb with the tip of your thumb. The middle of your middle finger with the tip of your thumb, okay? Just like this. Okay, good. Now remember, it doesn't have to be something that happened to you. It could be something, you read in a book or while you were watching a movie, a good experience. That's all it has to be. Don't make it complicated. Don't overthink it. Just a good experience. Once you have that good experience and you get to the peak of that feel-good moment, I want you to anchor it by touching your middle finger, second knuckle with the tip of your thumb, like that. Good. You got it? Awesome. Now, I want you to go back into your past experiences, maybe when you were a child or whatever, and take another good experience, even better than the one that you just chose, right? A good experience, even better. And I want you to remember in your body how that feeling that you got when you touched the knuckle on the first one, right? And that is going to require you to really go into your imagination, because when you're just recalling the memory, it's going to show up maybe as an image or maybe a little movie, and you're kind of outside of it. But this time around, I want you to go back in the memory and relive it. So just remember in your imagination what you were wearing that day, who you were with, where you were, what was going on around you. Was it noisy? Was it quiet? Was it light? Was it dark? Right? Really go back in the moment and relive those moments, right? With that particular experience that we're talking about that felt so good. So you want to relive it and give yourself a little time, right? To go back in there and really put yourself in the situation, because it was a good situation. It was a good experience. So we want to experience it again, right? And put ourselves back in it. Okay. So once you are in it and you're feeling really good, because remember, it's a good memory. So it has this tingly feeling. That's how I feel when I think about good things. I have like little butterflies in my middle section, right? So once you reach that state, again, I want you to touch the middle of your finger with the tip of your thumb. Okay? Right? Now, imagine what that would feel like to double that feeling. So take that good feeling that you have right now and double it. And as you double it, touch the middle of your finger again. Okay? So you're relieving the moment. You're really getting into it. And when you feel you reach that peak, you touch the middle of your finger, right? And you double that feeling again and you touch the middle of your finger again, okay? So that should feel good right now, right? Good. Now, I want you to release it, and I want you to step away from that memory. And I would love for you to think of the last 4 digits of your Social Security backwards. Okay? Last 4 digits backwards of your Social Security. Now what that does, it brings you back to the present moment. That's what we call a break state. So now you're back here, right? Back to where you were before we started the exercise. Now, I want you to touch again the middle of your finger with the tip of your thumb. And notice the good feelings that come from doing that. Okay? And that's pretty fascinating. So if you didn't get it the first time, I encourage you to watch this video again and try this exercise. Once you try it a couple times and you get it, it's like, oh. Because what happens is that your body is remembering, right, that feel-good moment. Because you trained it every time you touch the middle of your middle finger with your thumb, you trained it to bring back that feeling in your body of happiness, contentment, optimism, confidence, whatever it was. And why I love this exercise so much is that you can do it anywhere. You can do it when you're alone. You can do it when you're in a meeting and, things are not going so good, whatever, just by redoing this, you're going to bring back those good feelings. Now, doing it once is good, but you have to reinforce that anchor. Because remember, anchors build, with repetition, or unless it was something really traumatic. But we're not talking trauma here. We're talking about happy thoughts. So what you want to do over the next couple of days, you want to keep going back in your past life experiences that were happy, that were good, right? And kind of redo this exercise. So you put yourself in that moment, and every time you hit, that max feeling, if you would, you anchor it, right? So you're going to be stacking those good experiences and associating it with that touch, with that movement, right? But there are two things that are required for this to work for you. One, you have to use your imagination, right? You have to put yourself back in that good moment, that good feeling, and and look at the details. Like, again, what were you wearing? Who were you with? Some of those good memories are so good. I remember the shoes I was wearing, during those times, or that particular time. So your imagination is key in helping you relive the moment, not just look at it from the outside, as if you're watching a movie, but really being part of the movie, right? And then it's also going to require that you are specific. So if you take something theoretical, it's not going to work. It has to be something that you've actually lived through, right? So that your body can remember that feeling, that good feeling, and then you anchor it. Okay? So anyway, I know I'm a geek. I found those things fascinating. I'm always looking for, those little things that give you an edge. And this is one of them. Because so many times we feel down, we're not in a happy place. And that's one way to bring yourself back to that happy place on command. But again, you have to practice it. So if you missed it the first time when I did it, rewatch that video. I'm going to post it on the page. Rewatch it, and then do it again and again and again until you find your happy place. Okay? So that's our show for today. And thank you so much for tuning in and spending some time with me. I know it was a different format, and it was a little bit of an experiment for me to try to do something like that as opposed to my regular talks. So with that, ladies and gentlemen, my wish for you is that you decide to become a power walker, that you decide to come with us on a 1,000-mile journey, because it is a stone cold fact that walking boosts your moods, trims your waistline, and improves your health. So keep on stepping. You're heading in the right direction. So I hope to see you inside our private walking community. And to get started, just go to www.optimism.com walkyourwayfit.com. All right. Good night, everybody. Enjoy the rest of your evening. See you soon. Bye for now.